Professor Green admitted he's afraid of imposing his mistakes on his young son Slimane. His fiancée Karima McAdams, 37, and the musician, 39, welcomed their first child together in March 2021. The star, real name Stephen Manderson, grew up on a council estate in East London and was raised by his grandmother and his great-grandmother. His mother had him when she was 16 and ended up leaving with his father Peter when he was really young. When he was 16, he began selling and smoking cannabis and stopped 8 years later. He also battles with depression and has been open about it. "I think a lot of people try and impose too much of themselves and their mistakes on their children, and I really don't want to do that," he revealed. "My main concern was that Slimane didn't suffer things that I did growing up, and I pray that he doesn't. That's why he's incredibly healthy." He told Mail Online, "I had my first operation at 6 weeks old, that was a worry for me and a concern, but he's in amazing health." Professor Green previously opened up about his childhood and how his family struggled with fuel poverty. "We suffered energy debt, and lived in an area where pretty much everyone else was going through the same thing," he said. "I saw the impact it had on mental health and causing stress. We all know how stress affects a person's life, and not just their lives but the knock-on effect it has on their loved ones." A few years ago, he released a BBC documentary called Professor Green, Living in Poverty, and says that TV program is now more relevant than ever. "There's no signs of things getting better and it's quite scary," he says. "The most frightening thing is the amount of people who have never experienced poverty before and are now experiencing it for the first time. More and more of what we are seeing with food banks is the people who are frequenting them increasingly don't fit the image of users of this service that is portrayed. It's quite often families where both parents are working yet they are still struggling." Get all the biggest showbiz news straight into your inbox. Sign up for the free Mirror Showbiz newsletter. He also discussed how grandmother Patricia had to raise him while looking after his uncle who had severe epilepsy. "Nanny Pat was looking after all of us when she should have been creating a life for herself after bringing up her own 3 children," he said. "She was working 3 jobs a day too. She was a grafter. She used to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and clean banks at the Strand, then she worked at a baker's, then cleaned houses in Stamford Hill. However, her experiences taught me that hard work doesn't necessarily equal financial stability." Do you have a story to sell? Get in touch with us at webcelebs@mirror.co.uk or call us direct at 0207 29 33 033.